Black collaboration is an unavoidable part of this process. And it's not something we have to sit down and be like, what racist people try to do is they try to beat you up with it. Like the idea, because there's black collaborators, that somehow excuses you lot and your madness. And what happens often is, I've seen this so many times, rather than coming back with just telling people to shut the F up, right? We actually try and explain away black collaboration. When the British were colonising Ireland and starving millions of Irish people to death, were there not Irish collaborators? Yeah. When the British colonised India and starved 30 million Indian people to death, which they did during their reign in India, were there not Indian collaborators? In fact, when the Moors were in Europe for 800 years, what kept the Moors in Europe for 800 years but white people fighting amongst each other? When we talk about what's going on in Israel and Palestine, no one says, oh, it's Semite-on-Semite violence, just ignore it. When we talk about what happened in the Nazi Holocaust, no one says, oh, it's white-on-white violence, just ignore it. 25 million Russians died in World War II. That's more than every single war fought in Africa since the end of World War II. So white people are in no position to be lecturing anyone about white-on-white or black-on-black violence. So I think we can do away with that, but recognizing the role in which collaborators play, internally and externally, is a very, very important part. And we'll never, ever get any genuine sense of liberation or any sense of progress without realizing the way in which you have some people that make compromises, that are genuine, but they make compromises. I think that's one thing. If we study our history, we can look at Toussaint Louverture, who for Jean-Jacques Dessalines made too many compromises with the French. But Toussaint Louverture was a genuine revolutionary, no question about it. He just made compromises because he had a difference of strategy. We can bring that right back up to today with the anti-apartheid struggle. Nelson Mandela made certain compromises. I don't think that is the same as being an out-and-out collaborator. And I see a very one-dimensional critique of Mandela sometimes. People who've never spent any time in prison, getting out of their pram and cussing down Mandela like he's some nobody. I'm not in it. That doesn't mean we can't be critical. No one is above criticism, not even Garvey, not even Malcolm. No one is above criticism, and obviously not little old us who are stood up here today. But there is a very, very, very big difference between what Mandela had to do and what Toussaint Louverture had to do and what Blaise Compaoré had to do, if we're talking about Burkina Faso. That's a collaborator. Very big difference.